What a rollercoaster ride it has been, but all good things have to come to an end. The final triple header of the season is in the Middle East, starting with the Bahrain Grand Prix. Hello and welcome to the Pit Crew podcast. My name's Dylan, this is my co-host Ed.
Hello, and as Dylan said, we are racing in the Middle East at the circuit in Bahrain. Bahrain's a very small little island. If you zoom in on Google Maps, you'll see it's no bigger than an English county, and the motor racing circuit, couple scrolls on your mouse, it'll pop up on there. So it's a key attraction in Bahrain. It's an established circuit, brilliant circuit to drive. We race there in WEC and probably plenty of other things, don't we, Dylan?
A lot of other things. It's a very good track
We've
for
got
racing.
Yeah, it's still one of Dylan's favourite on the F1 game. Don't challenge him to a lap time battle at Bahrain. Not a good idea,
No,
is
it's
it,
not a
Dylan?
good idea. I might be able to beat you, probably.
Yeah, he's very, very quick around there. He'll definitely be able to beat you. He's being modest. There's lots of different layouts, as you may know. We're racing here next weekend in a week's time, but we'll be on a different layout, an almost oval, very flat out circuit. It'll be interesting to see how the cars hold up to racing around there. But that's next week, not this week. This week we're racing at the normal circuit, turns 9 and 10, something to watch out for. Downhill, double left-hander. Cars often lock up the inside wheel when going down there, and there's very little runoff, so you don't want to crash there, do you, Dylan?
No, there's not a lot of space to go off if you do have a lock-up.
Yeah. I don't think we've had any major crashes there from my memory.
No.
Drivers usually, they're pretty careful around there, but there definitely is potential for a major crash around there. It's very, very fast, as you can see. There's lots of sweeping corners, fast sections, and 3 very long straights, which could count as a main straight really on any track. I think there are 3 DRS zones: main straight, straight 1, and back straight. So plenty of overtaking to look out for, and plenty of opportunities to crash. It does have quite a lot of runoff. We had a dog on the track in FP2 today, which was quite funny to see. But as you can see, Alex Albon on your screen there had that crash in FP2, and that car is thoroughly wrecked for tomorrow. They'll have it fixed by FP3, but he's given his mechanics a night of little sleep, hasn't he, Dylan?
Not a lot of sleep for them tonight.
They'll be staying up fixing that all night, and they do. You may think that's just a tale for the stories, but tale for the TV, but they genuinely do stay up all night fixing the car. I mean, they are top end mechanics, but look at that. The rear end of that is completely shattered. They'll need to rebuild a lot of things like they normally do when it's just been out for normal running. But front suspension and the rear wing, that's completely got to be rebuilt. So they'll have a long night in the Red Bull garage. Not much has happened in the last 2 weeks since we've been off air, from recovering from that absolute rollercoaster ride of the Turkish Grand Prix. Brilliant race, wet race. Don't think we'll be getting a wet race here though, do you,
Definitely
Dylan?
not in Asia, and it's very, very hot there. Don't think it's ever rained.
Yeah,
You can in the F1 games,
Uh,
and that's it.
yeah, it's a bit weird that, but yeah, I don't think it's ever rained for Bahrain Grand Prix. But it's pretty much all night running FP2. FP1's the only session not at night, so it's quite cold there. Even though it's Middle East, it's hot. It's night, so it's going to be colder. There's lots of lights, so that will help with the heat, and there's obviously F1 cars tearing around at 200 miles an hour, but definitely not going to be the rain-filled slip and slide we saw at Turkey 2 weeks ago, is it?
No, it won't be as exciting, I don't think. Just because there's no rain.
It could be exciting in a different way. You can get
True.
many overtaking opportunities, as I said, at Turkey, but I don't think we'll be getting any slip and slide wet races, as I've said. Not much has happened in the last weeks. Driver market's still open. Lewis Hamilton still hasn't signed for Mercedes, but I think we can all say he will. The Red Bull second the seat there for Alex Albon. I mean, not great start to triple header where he needs to really prove himself to the Red Bull people. I'm sure they'll have ideas about what they're going to do. I personally think they should give Albon another chance. He had some great results in 2019, and he's been doing well in some races in 2020. But I don't know. Does Red Bull have a great pool of young driver talent? What do you think they should do, Dylan?
I think they'll keep him, but if they don't, they'll probably get, is it Sonoda?
Yeah,
Yuki
Yuki
Tsunoda?
Tsunoda.
Or
Talking of
Perez?
Red Bull, yeah, Perez. He's a free agent. I think the best of the three free agents we have at the moment, Grosjean and Magnussen, don't really think they're Red Bull material
Definitely
somehow.
not.
No. The AlphaTauri second seat still up for grabs. Kvyat's admitted he's got pretty much no chance of staying there. One of the younger Red Bull drivers, I think. Don't know which one, but yeah, Yuki Tsunoda, as you said. I don't actually know many of the other Red Bull Academy driver names. Oh,
I
I
don't know
can't.
anyone
They've all
else.
they've all gone out of my mind at the moment. But talking of driver academy, Ferrari got a great pool. Mick Schumacher, he
Definitely.
can wrap up the title this weekend, and uh, Robert Schwartzman, and I think Callum Ilott, all Ferrari Academy. No, I don't think Callum Ilott is. I don't know what. Yes, he is. Definitely is, I think. Someone's going to pick me up on that. Haas, both their seats are open after they got rid of Grosjean and Magnussen. I think they'll be filled with two young Ferrari drivers. That'll be interesting to see them there. What do you think,
Yeah,
Dylan?
I think definitely maybe Schumacher and Callum Ilott will go into Haas.
Definitely Schumacher. I think the other two, it's kind of like eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Be interesting to see what it's like with two young drivers, rookies at a team, but could be interesting. Could give Haas that new breath of fresh air they need. Now, moving on to our predictions in qualifying, I predicted that Hamilton will get that P1, Bottas will get that P2, and Verstappen will get that P3. I've been very boring. Hamilton, he's wrapped up the championship, but I do think he's going to keep pushing. Bottas will want to have a good end to the year and secure that P2 in the championship. And I just think it's going to be same old story. And looking at the practice 1 and 2 results, I think that's going to be the case. Dylan, what do you
I
think?
think Hamilton, Verstappen, and Bottas. I mean, like you, I think Hamilton's going to get the pole position, and I think Verstappen will be able to pit Bottas to second.
Yeah, I can see that happening. I think even though Bottas says he wants a strong end to the year, I can see him kind of, running out of steam, feeling a bit,
Yeah.
discontent with the way things have gone and just not feeling his best and therefore not driving his best. Moving on to our race predictions. I've predicted that Bottas will actually pip Hamilton to that P1, just completely contradicting what I said about how Bottas could be feeling. He may be able to do it and get that P1. As a Hamilton, may have relaxed a little bit. Bottas may be continuing to push on to prove that he is the driver that he knows he can be, the good driver that he knows he can be. Hamilton, I think, will get that P2, and Verstappen will get that customary P3, where we know he's been all season. What do you think, Dylan?
I think Hamilton, Bottas, Perez. I think Perez will be able to get another podium. So he looks quite strong uh, in Turkey, so I think he'll be able to get his podium again.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on P1 and P2. I can see that happening. Their performance looks all right. He did actually get P3 in practice 1. He's a wild card for the podium. He's a long shot. I could see it going either way. I'd like to see it happen. I like Perez, and I feel that it's not fair that, in my opinion, that he's not doesn't have a seat for next year. What do you think of that,
Yeah,
Dylan?
he definitely should be able to stay, but he could go to Red Bull, I reckon, for
Yeah,
Alex. As what I said earlier, that's an opportunity for him.
decision for me, Alex or Perez. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I like both of them. I
Alex, just
really,
to give him a
really do like
chance.
both of them. Yeah, I'd like to see one more year
Yeah,
for
maybe
Alex,
put
and then I
Perez
think
as
we can
a
make
reserve.
our decision on. Yeah, maybe a reserve, but Red Bull have got so many junior drivers. I don't think they bothered doing that. Why pay
True.
someone more? It all comes down to money in
Yeah, it
F1.
does.
Who do you think will get the fastest lap, Dylan?
Fast lap, I'm gonna go with Leclerc maybe, just because he was so close last year.
Yeah, he was very quick last year. I mean, obviously it might change the Ferrari Ferrari car, but yeah, the Ferrari car obviously is what I was trying to say. Try and get this out of is Ferrari's car is a lot worse this year, but I could see Leclerc getting it. I think it's going to be my race winner, Valtteri Bottas or Daniel Ricciardo or Lando Norris. They've been both brilliant over the season at getting fastest laps, but I do think it's going to be my race winner, Valtteri Bottas. Nearly said Lewis Hamilton there. What do you think will be the biggest disappointment of the weekend, Dylan?
Maybe as usual, Williams not getting a point. Someone's got to say it.
Someone has to mention it. It's a pit crew podcast,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah, I'd. I hope they do, but this isn't a track that I can see them shining at. I don't think it suits them. They're not really that good at engine power. I think they need higher downforce tracks, and this is 3 DRS zones. I mean, that speaks for itself. Yeah, I think that could be pretty disappointing. Ferrari's pace is improving. I mean, Vettel's doing quite well as well. So yeah, I'm going to go with that being a big disappointment of the weekend, or maybe one of those top midfield runners. So McLaren Racing Point or McLaren Racing Point or Renault having a really bad weekend. They seem to be like off and on towards the end of the season. So I could see that happening as well. What do you think will be the biggest surprise of the weekend?
I reckon if Haas might be able to get a point, that'll be a surprise, as they have not got many.
Yeah.
How many have they got? Like 5 or something.
Let me just check that for you. Constructors standings, and Haas are 9th with 3 points. Yeah, 3 points. So yeah. I think you said what 9. So yeah, overestimating
I said
literally
5.
3 times. No, 5. Over Mercedes have 504.
Yeah.
504.
And Williams are
Red Bull have
504 points
214
behind.
seconds.
Because they have
Yeah,
nothing.
precisely. Zero. We've been banging on about all season. Biggest surprise of the weekend could be completely contradicting what I've just said. One of those top midfield teams could have a really good weekend. Ferrari pace is improving. Renault, McLaren Racing Point going up and down, as I said. So I could see that happening as well. But we'll just have to wait and see. Finally, do you think there'll be a safety car, Dylan?
I think there is. There's a few high-speed corners, like the right-hand number 12 corner in the F1 game. It's quite hard, so I reckon someone might have an incident there and swerve to the left and the crash. So I think there will be a safety car.
Yeah, I agree with you there. And like turn 1, it's a long run down. If they mess up their brake a bit too late, they could go careering into someone on any lap, let alone lap 1. And as we said, lock up at 9 and 10. If you go straight into the wall, they could have an accident there. And that sweeping right-hander of turn 10, you can easily lose it if you go on the curb there in the F1 game, and it's similar in real life. So
Turn
yeah,
12.
I do agree with you. Turn 12, sorry. Turn 12. Turn 10 is slow left-hander. Turn 12, as Dylan's correctly said. Yeah, I can completely see there being a safety car. I think that brings us to the end of this week's episode of the Pit Crew Podcast. We'll let you enjoy watching all the action unfold at this weekend's Bahrain Grand Prix. We'll be back on Sunday evening to discuss all the action after the race, to see if our predictions come true, or if we did really badly like we usually do. But for now, I've been Ed.
Dylan. Bye-bye.